Alrighty, folks, here we are at the ABT with Nicholas Horse. I'm Drew Highland. We're at Broadway Lanes. Mike Vasquez already bowled a shot here on lane 7. He threw a Brooklyn strike. There's our first look at Joe Stepniak with an 8 count.
You know what Stepniak means in English?
Tie.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Oh, Rick Isaacs just bulldozes a strike. John Eklund leaves a Brooklyn 6-pin. John's bowling Dana Corsaro, our number 3 seed versus number 8 seed. Dana was our cut at 59 over. We've got Joseph Carpenter and Joe Stepniak on the middle pair here. They're the 5th and 6th seed. And then we've got 7th and 4th seed. 5th and 6th is Mike Vasquez versus Richard Isaacs on lane 7 and 8. There's our looking for a double for Rick. Comes in light, leaves 2-pin as John picks up his 6-pin. I'm out of breath already. Our 2 leaders are Marco Popovich, 155 over, and Paul Segisi out of Erie at 133 over. We'll be seeing Paul next match. The 3 winners of these matches will move on. Oh, smash 7 for Joe.
Good start, though. That was good.
Sorry, Joe. Yeah, they're both Joe. Okay.
Yeah. We can't miss. We can't screw that one up.
I'm rooting for Joe.
Yes, Joe will win the match on 5 and 6. Yes. So we baptized our producer Scott Sledgester at the new stadium this week.
Oh, that's right. Last week,
Yep.
we missed the ABT local because the Nationals was on.
So he got to meet Randy Peterson. Randy, I hope you're feeling better, but Randy had a serious sinus infection.
I wish I'd have been.
He was hurting.
If Randy's listening, hey Randy, Drew Highland here. I bowled with you at the 1996 Olympics. I was the guy who hurt his groin and had to leave the Olympics early.
And Randy's going, oh yeah,
I was the
groin guy.
I was his doubles partner, and in practice, I stuck on the lane. I went out, took a step onto the gutter capping, and right when I got out, something slipped and popped in my groin, and I was done.
Yep.
But luckily, it was after the tournament, the Olympic Games.
Yeah, but it was cool. We had a good time.
Yeah.
Scott did very well for being out there his first time. That's
through the beak. Leo, is he going to get?
So he fed him well. He didn't crash his car in the mountains. Everything was good.
That's always a bonus when you don't crash your car. I take that as a bonus. Every time I park.
So Scott, did you get back on Monday or was it actually Tuesday? Tuesday? Yeah.
Dana Corsaro with a nice spare on lane 3.
Dana bowled very well this weekend.
Joe looking for the spare. Oh, he just touches it. Pushes it off the edge as Mike leaves a single pin down there. Looks like a 9-pin. He missed it.
Yeah, he missed it.
Yikes, Michael. What do we got for handicap totals?
Actually, they're very, very close.
Yeah, 42-43. Dana's John's getting 1 pin from Dana.
Right, and Joe Stepniak is giving Joe 11.
Joe Carpenter's getting 11.
Yep, and Mike Vasquez is getting 2 from Rick Isaacs.
Wow.
So the matches are very close.
The middle pair here's the biggest at 11.
Yep.
But still, your biggest difference is 11.
Sure.
That's a tight. Those are tight matches.
That's a tight match. 1 mark.
Let's get rid of handicaps. Just scratch people.
Okay. Yeah, but it was cool out there. It was fun.
I guarantee you Marco Popovich is like, yeah, let's make it scratch.
As good as Marco bowled today, he don't care.
Yeah, true.
Believe me.
I saw him. I got here late. His last game was 269, and he was crushing them.
He did the same thing the game before, but he couldn't carry.
Good shot for John. Oh, he leaves the 8-pin. Ouch.
Yeah, he left. Started out with a 10-pin, and then I think he left 4 or 5 consecutive 7s.
Well, he is left-handed.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, he threw the ball just as good, but he actually wound up shooting 220 to
some pairs. You run into trouble with carry-up pairs, different shots, different angles. As I've always said, bowling, each lane is a jigsaw puzzle, and it's your job to figure out which puzzles fit the pieces to make that puzzle work.
Yep. Well, and I'll tell you, when out at the stadium, that's the 3rd time I've been out there, and the end pair, 59 and 60, to me, is the highest scoring pair in the stadiums.
Wow.
In the brief times I've been out there. I mean, the guys that got on that pair, they were able to open it up, and the carry was superior. I mean, oh my goodness.
Rick Isaacs with a double down on lanes 7 and 8. John Eklund with a spare on 3. Another look at Joe Carpenter after 2 9 spares. Looking to carry one here.
Yep.
Nice, real smooth, easy roll. It's going to be high. Goes Brooklyn. It's grabbing a little early on him.
Yeah, Joe's retired Navy.
He looks Navy. You can kind of tell.
Grew up, I think he was stationed out of Virginia Beach. So what would that be? Newport News, somewhere along that area?
Newport. Well, I'm thinking
or
Newport
Charleston.
Richie's. That's
Charleston.
Florida.
Yeah, probably up in that area somewhere. Then the Virginias are down in the Chesapeake.
My cousins live in Stafford, which is like Alexandria, where the big military complex is.
Yep.
They're only a few miles from. I was like, you do realize you guys are getting bombed first if we if we get into trouble.
That's always good to know, Drew. Thanks for saying that. That makes me feel much better.
Well, we're not anywhere near it. We're near NORAD, though.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Colorado Springs is gone.
Yeah. And we're too close.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. The Yellowstone, it's gonna blow and it's gonna take out the United States.
Or the way
in 200,000 years.
Or the way a couple of my bowlers that actually were originally from Washington State are telling me that Mount Rainier is starting to talk.
Tumble or rumble a little.
Yeah.
If Rainier goes, that's
well. Look at all the population.
Yeah,
around my Lord.
It's going to make Mount St. Helens look like a firecracker.
Exactly. Yeah. Just the impact on all the lives immediately around there.
Well, Yellowstone they've been talking about for a while, and that thing,
time.
if that goes, it's half of Wyoming goes in the air.
Yeah. Not that anybody would be there, but
it doesn't matter.
It would impact us when all the tons of dirt hit us.
Oh, Denver is within the
kill zone.
Annihilation.
You got no chance.
It would be
as is most of the Great Plains.
Yeah, exactly. The whole Rocky Mountain range is done.
Or they'll start, they'll think they can survive and they'll do the bottled water stuff and
the doomsdayers.
Yeah, but that ain't going to happen. Actually, I go by the adage of you take all sharp objects out of your pants and then stick your head between your legs and just kiss your goodbye and have a nice day.
I want something to land on me. I don't want to suffer. Have a big old boulder land on me is fine. And on to the bowling. Rick Isaac's looking for a turkey on lane 8. Pretty solid. Light swisher against and Mike Vasquez has gone open.
Yeah, 63 in effect.
That game could be over early over there.
Mikey's going to get it together.
Stepniak missed it.
That's as unusual as you're going to see.
Well, he had just taken the lead.
Back-to-back opens.
Yeah, he had just taken the lead with Joe opening Carpenter.
Yeah, 5-11, so he's still down 6.
To him.
Yeah. Still down 6.
Dana's been pretty solid. She struck and then she's clean since then. And
whoever's been working with Dana, the biggest problem with Dana's game early on was she had a habit of stepping out of her shot at the foul line. And obviously, as you know, your accuracy is almost impossible at that point.
You need leverage and balance.
Haven't seen it. Haven't seen Dana in a while and watched her qualifying. Now, the first squad I didn't really see, but her second squad last night when she re-entered, she threw the ball as good as I've ever seen her throw. Never stepped out of a shot, stayed through the ball.
She looks pretty solid right now today.
So whoever's been working with her has done very good for her. Mm-hmm. So if Dana continues on, we'll peel that information out of her, I'm sure.
She wins. You definitely will in the interview.
Hurry, Joe.
He's got to get there, Joe.
Not enough.
Another open back-to-back for Mr. Stepniak.
Very, very
And he's
unusual.
a spare shooter. That's unusual.
That's his game.
Yeah, he's the kind of bowler he's not going to get into a lot of trouble, but he will grind you down.
Yep.
Unfortunately, he gave that lead back to Joe Carpenter.
And they're both similar players, although Joe doesn't play Joe Stepniak is pretty much a straight player off the corner.
Straight up.
Joe is a little softer, but he plays more of the second, third arrow.
He floats it out.
Exactly.
That's got to sit. Everything's short on him right now.
Yeah.
He needs an adjustment to move left. Looks like to me. He needs to get some head oil.
And of course, we're looking at amateur players, and they know they have to make the move,
but they don't know
afraid.
How. Yeah, or they're it's out of their comfort zone.
Hey, I got here with this, and I'm going to hang in there. And it's hard for them to. They have to understand and listen to what their mind is telling them.
This isn't what Joe would do, but I know a lot of the bowlers that aren't at that level to make the moves with confidence. What you said is like, this shot got me here. I'm going to continue playing the shot. I'll just throw it a little harder. Well, when you throw it a little harder, you actually increase rev rate, which
makes the ball look more.
What's the word I'm thinking of? It counteracts what you're trying to do with the speed.
Yes.
So it's really best to just keep your game the same and move for the shot. Not try to make the shot yours.
Yes.
Make yours the shot.
The few people that have done that on few occasions, and it is few occasions, for what you just stated. You might say, well, I did that and it worked. You're lucky.
Yeah, you're the exception, not the rule.
Exactly.
All right, Dana going for a 3-pin.
Looks good.
Yeah, gonna roll it right nice to her.
She is just grinding right along.
Yeah, she makes her spares. She's not going to be in trouble.
Nope.
And she's got a decent line to the pocket from what I saw in practice. So.
And it's only her and Marco on the left side.
Yeah, not going to move a lot.
And I don't think that they will impede each other at all. Because Marco is playing the extreme outside.
Yeah, I see the Stepniak, Isaacs, Vasquez, they're all down and in.
Yeah.
And John Eklund. You got 4 bowlers playing basically the track area. Might open it up for Paul Sagisi coming in second seed in our next
Mike
match.
will throw a little bit harder.
Paul's got some rev rate.
Yes.
He's going to use some dry boards out there.
Yes.
He will take on, by the way, the 3 winners will move on. The 3 non-winners will finish in 5th, tied for 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Yep.
And they will get how much?
125.
125 for their first round loss. But the 3 other bowlers will move on. The highest seed or the lowest seed will be bowling Paul Sagisi, coming in at the number 2 seed, and the other 2 bowlers will bowl each other. Dana did have the washout.
Okay.
Only got the 1-3
Hold
out
on,
of it.
Joe.
Joe right on top of it.
The 8.
It looked like he was going a little left of it.
Yeah.
Vasquez through the beak after a strike.
Mikey.
Yeah, looks like that match is over. Rick Isaacs will be moving on lanes 7 and 8. Mike will be
even if Mike
home
makes this, he's looking at 112 in the 8th. The best he could do is 172 scratch. And Rick already has
163 with a gutter.
Okay, yeah.
He gutters.
Yeah, it's
that match is over. Rick will be moving on. Again, Joe Carpenter's just going left.
Almost carried it twice.
He's flushing the Brooklyn pocket.
Yeah, he is.
But that's not really what you want. Uh-oh, John, watch out. Okay, leaves only 3-6. Good 8 there.
John is one of our bowlers that years ago, he joined in Seattle-Tacoma area in the mid-'80s.
Oh, and transferred down.
And he came to Denver for work. He was a high steel welder, I guess you would call it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know.
Skyscrapers?
The industrial buildings. And, yeah. I don't know if he's now retired because John is 71. He's been with me since 88, I believe.
Vasquez looks like he didn't have a bad shot. He just threw some bad shots and then did not make the spares that he needed to. So the matches that we have going on, we got 102 in the 6th for Joe Carpenter on a spare in the 7th, bowling the 8th frame. We got 97 in the 6th with a spare in the 7th for Joe Stepniak. Yeah, Joe set that. Carpenter set that one real short. Yeah. John Eklund looks to go Brooklyn.
He can't
hits the 9, doesn't push it hard enough. And with that shot, Rick Isaacs has won.
Yes.
He cannot lose.
And Rick is our 6th seeded player.
So he will.
Well, it depends,
because
Carpenter's got to beat Stepniak. And
he could be the highest left. We could have the lowest seeds all win. Or.
And that's happened before.
Oh, yeah. We've had the 8th seed qualify and just barely win and then go through the field when it gets to the semis. It's going to be a little tougher today with 2 scratch bowlers coming at you in the top 2 seeds. These bowlers are going to have to get their game on a little bit because if Sagisi's lined in, he's going to be tough. And we all have seen Marco when he's lined up, and he's got a great shot.
Oh, please.
We'll see what happens when he gets on the TV pair after sitting a little bit, but Marco's Marco.
Yeah. I asked Marco. He still bowls that big mixed league at AMF Aurora on Thursday night with the big double spots. Mm-hmm. So I said, hey, Marco, how'd you bowl this week? He said, Thursday, I did okay, 790.
Is that all?
Shake it off.
Yeah, I shot 702.
For how many?
4. What the really embarrassing thing was, I started 201, 214.
Ooh.
135, 140.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look out. Oh, and he almost got a break.
And Dana's kind of struggling here after starting decent. She's got a couple opens in a row here, unless she can slide this one over. It's getting to the point where she might have to now. It's got to slide some more. Nope.
Oh.
Oh, and she chopped it on top of it. She's got 108 in the 7th, and we're looking at 122 with a strike for John.
So John's actually up 15.
Stepniak on the cover gives him 137 in the 8th, and we're looking at a 139 in the 8th. Looks like
Joe has a slight.
Carpenter's got a slight lead with the handicap. It looks like 14. Dana's got to get going here. 8th frame. Got to get it back after back-to-back opens. As Rick Isaacs finishes in style here with a strike. Dana's got to get up. Oh, another washout. Oh, no.
137.
Kind of fell off the rails here these last 3 frames. Well, she's got to go for it. We're getting to the point in the match where you got to try and slide it over there. And the washout's not unmakeable.
No.
Not one of the more difficult things out there. Her quality of bowling, she should be able to make it. Joe Carpenter is just struggling on that, getting that ball to the pocket.
But you know what? He's still hanging around.
He's right there. He's got the lead.
Yeah.
Next game, he gets to move. He's not going to be on that pair.
Correct.
So that's the one benefit. And Dana does open it for the 3rd consecutive frame. 117
and she's
8th.
Still not out of it.
No, not really. She's only given 1 pin away, and she's down about 20-some. But with 2 frames to go, you never know what happens. John's got 3.
Mike Vasquez has finally got it figured out.
Joe Carpenter just chopped it.
Oh, look
Took
at
the 5 straight back. Now it's a match.
We're looking at almost.
Now it's tied.
Did you have to say that? Yep, it is.
Joe Stepniak.
It is.
It's 1 pin. No, it's tie. You're right.
11 pin difference. Yep.
21 is 58.
48.
32 is 58. 68. No, yeah. With a strike, it'll be tied.
Right.
If Joe Stepniak has to match what Joe Carpenter does in the 10th.
Correct. Wow.
To tie.
Oh, I hate. Have I told you that I hate Stepniak?
To Stepniak.
That I really hate him?
There's a chance there might be a Stepniak here.
Yeah, really.
He got that one wider. But it's not coming back enough.
He was
that's
fortunate
a 2-8-10.
Fortunate to kick the 10 out.
I had mentioned before we were on air that I saw a couple 2-8-10s, and Nick was like, "Oh, there were a lot of them."
Yeah. 2-8-10, 2-4-8-10.
John. Oh no.
Here we go. We still got a ball game.
Jeez, nobody wants it. I don't want it. You can have it. I don't want it. You can have it. Rick Isaacs like, no, I'll take it.
John's still up 14, but there's 2 frames to go and nobody's marking.
Yeah. All right, so there's a spare,
Yep.
and it's on an open, so there's no count hurt. So 166 plus 32 can give a 198. So a 178 scratch. Oh my goodness! If this ball is huge.
Yeah, because that would force Joe to double.
This will force him to double.
Yeah.
If he gets anything less than a strike,
We're in
a
Stepniak
strike.
mode.
And if he gets a low count, Stepniak won't even need to strike. This shot can depend on whether Joe needs to strike at all or double.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not coming back.
Will it?
Nope. There's the 2-4-10 as 7 count. That's opens the door.
63.
195. So minus 170. 175 wins it. So strike spare. 9 spare.
Strike would be nice.
9 spare 9 is a Stepniak.
Yes. And you know he knows that. Why does he do this?
He went into the 3rd frame knowing what he needed to tie. What do you mean?
God, I hate it.
That looks pretty good.
Well,
high flush.
Okay.
That's going to basically.
And I might start liking him again.
He needs. He needs 9 pins to win.
Oh, Dana high.
In 2 balls. So she kicks the 10 out. So she's still got a chance. She's got a spare and throw a double to force John to do something on the left pair. So Stepniak only needs 9 and 2 balls.
Yep.
This is not where you want a Greek church.
No.
Or a Big 4.
Ooh, that was
There's
high.
8. That's going to be a tie if he gets none.
Actually, that's not true.
175.
And 21 is 196, so win by a pin.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yep.
So he only needed 8. All right. Okay. Ooh. Dana almost missed that one.
But we got lucky on that one.
Yeah, we did. Now I don't care if he makes it. No, I always care. Don't get me wrong, folks.
Sure.
Alrighty, good deal. So he's going to end up with a 198 to 195 match. Stepniak moves on along with Rick Isaacs. And our final match, 10th frame bowling right here. Dana needs a strike. She gets in the pocket.
Good shot.
Oh, it was a good shot.
That was a good shot.
So 136. She's shoot 156, 198 total for handicap is her possibility.
Yep.
And we'll see what John needs. You were close. We were back here going, oh, it's a tie. It's a freaking tie. Okay, so Dana's got to pick this up. Right on it. All right, spare there. Nice. Now all 10. She needs all 10. Force John to do something, maybe. Let's see, 156. So he'd need a 156. Actually, he only needs like 8.
He doesn't even have a mark.
9. He needs 9 to win. 8
being on a
could
strike,
be a tie. Yeah.
Being on a strike gives him a huge advantage on top of that. Pin count really not a factor.
Well, he has to tie her scratch, and if she strikes, an 8 whiff is a tie, which means he wins by 1. So he'll only need 8 max. She does get the strike, so 7 is 7 a tie now?
55. So she's got 187.
197.
197. Okay.
He needs a 155 to win scratch. So 7. He does need 8. 8 to win.
8 total.
8 total
Yep.
on 2 balls. For John Eklund to be moving on, and he is our number 3 seed, so he would be bowling Richard Isaacs. Stepniak would be taking on Paul Sagisi. No, Isaacs will be taking on Paul Sagisi. Stepniak will be bowling Eklund.
Nope.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Let's see.
Eklund's 3rd.
That's right.
He'll be bowling
Corsaro's done.
Stepniak. Sagisi, who's 2nd, will be bowling Isaac, who was 6th.
Yeah, so Paul bowls Rick.
Yep.
John bowls Joe.
Yep.
Okay.
And
Well, we got the 2 Joe separated.
And then we can have that. We'll be able to get John and Joe down on 7 and 8, and 2 new bowlers, Rick Isaacs and Sagisi on 3 and 4.
Okay.
That will be our next matches coming up in our semifinals. And then the winners of those will be going directly into a finals match on the TV pair to see who moves on to bowl our tournament leader, Marco the Popovich. All right, we're going to get a fill ball here for John Eklund, our winner of the match on 3 and 4 versus Dana Corsaro. Once again, our non-winners are going to receive $125. And when we come back from our break, we'll give you a breakdown of our winners' totals and our top 5s, now that we're into the top 5. And that's got to hook up a little. It's going to stay out, but a 7 count is good enough. 167 gives them a 210 total to 197 for Dana. Once again, we're going to have John Eklund versus Joe Stepniak coming up, and Richard Isaacs will be taking on our number 2 seed, Paul Sagisi. We're going to be back in a few minutes, right around the bend. All right, welcome back, folks, for our semifinals here at Broadway Lanes. Broadway Bowl. Was it Lanes, right?
Broadway Lanes
AMF
in Littleton.
Broadway Lanes.
Yep. Years and years ago, they called them all bowls, but they changed it back.
General Manager Steve the McCracken, let loose the McCracken.
Let loose the facilities manager.
Yeah, the facilities manager.
For here and
Paul goes
Bellevue, where we'll be next week.
Yeah.
So we'll see Steve again next week.
Yay. John Eklund, Cohen, Brooklyn, Light Brooklyn. Oh, leaves the 5-6. Paul left the 3-10. So we start with 2 splits in our semifinal matches. Paul Segisi will be getting 4 pins from Rick Isaacs.
And John Eklund gets 22 from Joe Stepniak.
We got another double J match. Joe and John.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Shorted it. Oh,
that's okay. He got it the hard way.
Yeah, there he goes. That's the way he planned it.
Now let's see if John can get it. It's going to slide.
Ooh,
just
that was close.
That was close.
Yeah. Similar bowlers, again, like we talked about.
Playing the same line.
Pretty much, but Paul's a higher rev rate player.
He's way inside compared to Rick.
Yeah.
He's way inside compared to everybody.
Yeah.
He's inside compared to Povich. No.
Yeah. No matter what hand.
Exactly. Paul's using Povich's line.
Yeah.
And the heads, anyway. Oh, that's got to go Brooklyn. Because it wasn't sitting in the pocket. All right, no trouble. 6-10. Should be fairly easy. Another look here at Rick Isaacs. The only bowler that really bowled pretty decently the first game.
Yes, correct.
Everybody else kind of struggled through their matches.
Well, and it's a shame. Mike Vasquez finally got lined up, but unfortunately only had 3 frames left.
Yeah.
And he was well out of it by that time.
Yeah, and then he left the 3-10 and the 9th in the middle of it.
That was the killer.
No,
but overall,
the killer was Isaacs.
Yeah,
That's true. Strike, spare, turkey.
Yeah.
When you're getting pins. That's got a chance. Nice shot.
3. What was that? 278. Yeah, very nice.
All right, so Stepniak got his spare. He's looking to get on the strike train here in the second frame.
Yeah, cut some of that handicap down.
He needs to. Of course, Eklund helped him with a strike, or it opened the first frame.
Ooh.
Joe comes in a little high, leaves 4-pin. He didn't particularly like it. You could tell he was saying hold right away.
Yeah.
But his ball's not going to dive on him at least.
No.
So he's got a low track.
Yeah, don't carry a lot of those high pockets.
Yeah, exactly.
Trip that 4-pin forward.
That looks pretty good, too.
Nice.
Isaac's coming in light, kicking the 5-7 out there.
And it's been a while for Rick since he's won last. It's been quite a while, so he's probably, well, obviously Paul's never won at all, but
he hasn't.
But as a champion, Rick has not won in quite some time. So.
Oh, and by the way, folks, just want to let you know, Nick told me after last match that Dana was the only one that was not in the progressive pot. So everyone would have rooted for her had Nick given out the information.
I didn't want to put that much more pressure on the poor girl.
She didn't know.
Yes, she did.
Well, she's the only one who knew. Yeah. That's a good ball by Paul. Yep. Is it going to come up?
Yep.
He's sliding it through the heads. I'm wondering if he wants to get the ball out a little bit for dry action.
As the pairs in the middle of the house broke down a lot more rapidly than what he's on right now.
Okay.
He had to move, and throw it a little bit harder than he wanted to. And now he's got to just take a deep breath and relax and get back to what got him here.
This bucket's not easy.
No, and
he helped it. He helped it. Yep. You saw him pull it left and thumb down.
Yeah, that was not a good shot right off his hand.
Well, that's okay. He's getting a couple pins, so he's going to have to come back from that. And Eklund looking for, he didn't like it.
No,
oh, my goodness.
Horrible shot. That's very unusual for him.
Yeah, that's a spare shooting tandem over there.
Yeah, it is. Really is. And he goes open, 15 in a second.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that against Joe.
Stepniak, no. That's a better shot. That's
very
a better
nice,
shot.
yes.
Yeah, keep it tight in the middle.
Yep.
He was, instead of trying to swing it out or tighten it.
Yep. All right, come on, John.
Eklund can get going. Brooklyn kicks the 9. No, it does not. But it's a single pin. He should be able to be on it.
Yeah.
Focus and execute.
And now remaining 5 bowlers are all in the
That's got to get up.
Oops.
Oh, gives it a chance back. He's got to
1, 2, 10.
see what he can do here. Slide it over.
And the bowlers that don't advance today, tie for fourth, will make $364 each.
Not a bad payday.
That'll work. Then we move up to 629, 1157, and 2215.
That's got a chance.
Yes.
He got it. Rick is on today.
He is.
He's going to be tough.
Yep. He can be.
He's putting the message out to Popovich to watch out.
Yeah, and he'll, I think Marco only gets like 6.
He's definitely
No,
single
he gets
digits.
9. Yeah.
Oh, really?
8 plus 1. He actually doesn't cash in the last
If he
4
gets 9,
tournaments.
I should get 30.
Against him, I might even give you 50.
Thank you. That's what I'm talking. You heard it here, folks. Next time I bowl ABT, I'm getting 50.
What's your name again?
Drew Highland. As a matter of fact, you can get my book on iTunes. I've always wanted to say that.
God.
Available on iTunes. Oh, Stepniak.
He
what
did
is
the dreaded right-hander
the
6
chopper?
chop off the 10.
You got to try to chop it, people. I'm telling you. We say it 3 times a week at least.
Yep.
We see chops all the time.
Isn't it incredible, though, how many times we have seen it?
And there's so little room
I
to do.
know.
I mean, you get like 1/8 of an inch. And it's like, how can there be that many chops when it's only 1/8 of an inch? Maybe 1/4 of an inch, I think
don't
it
know.
might. But it's 1/4 of an inch 60 feet away. And it happens so often.
That looked better.
Yeah, he liked it.
Yeah.
He liked that.
Yep, right off his hand, he liked it.
Are there any Facebook? Not yet.
All right, yeah, we'll be in the southern part of the Denver metro area now. This will be 3 weeks in a row. We go to AMF Bellevue and Inglewood next week, and then we go to AMF Littleton next week in Littleton.
Oh, we're not at Bellevue next week.
The following week we're at Bellevue.
Okay.
And that's
So
in Inglewood.
the 3 farthest bowling centers from where I live. Nice, thanks.
Yes.
Thanks, Nick.
You're welcome.
You did it on purpose. You do it on purpose, I swear.
I gave you a week off.
You could have taken me to Vegas.
Scott said he had no more room in his car. I'm sorry. Because you weren't taking your convertible.
No, that's a good
Although
point.
if you would have gotten it out there, you'd have loved it.
Oh, I would have been,
The
yeah.
weather was just absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Not that I saw it a lot, but
Yeah, you were in a building most
Yeah.
of the time, I'm sure.
yeah. I was out I was there 8 days, and I went outside twice.
I saw the sun twice.
Yeah.
All right, Eklund for the 610. Don't chop it.
Yeah.
He must have tried to chop it.
He must be listening to us.
Got those earbuds in. Sagisi after a spare. Looking, That's out the door.
Nope.
Yep, that was a 2-4-10.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's not the 2-8-10. This is
Yeah, this is makeable. Yep.
Not easy, but makeable.
And Paul, I believe, is originally a West Coast boy who moved here with his job. He's an engineer. Lives up in Erie.
He's very West Coasty. Eklund threw the beat.
But his favorite team, Pittsburgh Steelers. He is an absolute Steelers diehard fan.
I'm a Steelers fan. Broncos are number 1, Steelers are number 2. Of course, my Eagles.
Our Eagles.
My Eagles.
Eagles. Yep. Along the creek.
That's got a slide. He hit it. Oh, good try, though. Oh,
That's coming
Rick
up
Isaac's
late.
way
Oh.
out.
He got way out there.
You know what? The 1-2-8. It's a 1-2-7, though. It's not too
No.
difficult. Just down the line or hit the pocket. It's going to carry it all. The pin you think about if you have a rail that you'd leave is the 4
Is the 4-pin,
So
right.
that one's gone. It's pretty nice. If you're going to leave a 7 count, that's one of the better ones.
Yeah.
He's going to touch them all.
Yep. Just the way you're supposed to.
Yeah, exactly. Joe
All right.
Stepniak with
There
the
he
double.
comes with a double. He says, "Okay, John, enough of this.
Yep.
You're getting
Time to get that handicap out of the
getting
way.
into my money." Now, Joe just came back from El Paso. He bowled the USBC Nationals while we were gone. And
I've been hearing
he said he struggled.
I've been hearing some horror stories,
Yeah.
but I love it.
He didn't break 1,600 for 9. 1577, I think he said he shot. And he was high on his tee.
Yeah,
That's not good.
My roommate, washout for Rick Isaacs, trying to give it back to Paul. Oh, and
got
Joe
lucky.
going through the beak
Yep.
gets only the 4.7, leaves only the 4.7. My roommate, Trent, he shot a 1830 all events,
Cool.
1830 something.
Yeah, that'll
And he
work.
just looked on the computer yesterday. He's like, I'm still in the top 200 all events. And I was like, you know what's funny is last year, they wouldn't have been the top 200 in your squad.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's funny, guys that are posting numbers. Some of the guys that are posting numbers that last year would not have even been close. They're going, man, I did pretty good on that shot.
You know, you go down there with a set kind of goal for yourself.
Sure.
I'm going in April, and I've always gone in there with like a 1950. I want to shoot
Well,
650%.
I was never that high. I would have been very comfortable anytime I could shoot 1800 or better.
Well, that's where I am now.
Yeah.
I'm knowing what the shot's like.
Yeah.
And not being, physically as strong as I used to be, I'm going in there with. I'd like to shoot 1800. Now I've
Well, to
been
be honest with you, because of your wrist,
he left
obviously
another
you
6, 7, 10, 3,
you
6,
have
7.
not. You would normally, if you were 100% healthy, you would be into your game right now, getting ready to go.
Yeah.
And you just can't.
Yeah, I can't.
So your expectations can't be that high, but yet you know that, hey,
All right, good
if I
spare.
feel good
that's the thing.
and I get lined up, yeah, I can surprise some people.
Well, the practice shots I've had on the team shot, especially the team shot, I've whacked them. So
well, that's good
I'm
because
feeling
that's
pretty good.
People are really
yeah.
they're saying the team shot is the brutal.
That's the shot I'm averaging about. I'd say 235, 240.
Are you really?
Yeah. I mean, I practiced with Dwayne, and I shot 279, 248, 210.
Wow.
And then
Well, if you get close
up
to
at
that
Highland
out there,
Park,
you're
I was
gonna be
shooting
huge.
240s every game. And at Highland Park, in the league, I'm averaging like 206, and on the team event, I average 240. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, how does that make sense?
Well,
Yeah.
I've always been the type of bowler. The bigger the stage and the tougher the shot, the better I do. So I'm going in there with that mindset that
Yep.
it's the Nationals and it's
Sure.
a tough shot. It's
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
And I'll build myself up mentally for it coming up. It's a little early to try and peak.
When do you go?
28th and 29th of April.
Okay. Oh God. So a week and a
Coming
half.
a week. Yeah, we'll leave a week from today. I won't be here next week, by the way. Sorry, listeners. You'll be stuck with Scott and Nick. The whole crowd goes wild. Drew's gone. Everybody watch.
Yes.
All right, Joe on that spare leaves the 5.9, goes Brooklyn. He's having trouble holding the pocket.
By the way, we haven't discussed what the pattern
Number
for
6.
this week. ABT number 6.
Special Kegel pattern.
Yeah, Kegel made us 10 patterns. I've used number 9 in the past, and this one was. I looked at it. I went, okay.
Let's give it a
Number
shot.
6, basically 42 feet. Not completely flat. A little bit of hold in the center. A little bit of OB on the
You want to
outside.
give him a little headroom.
Score
head
as
oil.
well for the first time that anybody's ever been on it for us. The cuts were in the 60s,
That was high.
60s and 70s.
Yeah.
So
and
that's not bad.
In true ABT form, lately, the cut after 2 was 33, and then all of a sudden it jumped up. It was going through the roof. 59 ended up. It was Dana, but I was here at 90 and 100, and people were shooting 260s, 280s in the last game, and you're like, okay.
And it did. Yep.
I'm surprised it didn't jump higher from what I was
From
seeing.
what we were hearing.
From what I was
and
hearing
seeing.
and seeing, yeah.
Yes, I agree.
I thought I'd heard like 5 or 6 that were 90 or above, but I guess I had heard
No.
duplicates because there were only 4.
Yeah.
So I
yeah,
heard
300s and 190.
Yeah, 300s and a 90.
Yeah.
But I must have heard about the same person
Yeah. That's probably
because
what
I
it
was like, how is 59 going to be the cut if there's 6 people in?
Yeah. Really. Talk about a drop off.
Good shot by. Oh, it's hooking. Goes Brooklyn, leaves a 5-pin.
That's
got to get
close.
back up.
Nice.
Light swisher. There we go.
There we go. It gives
That's
him a double,
double.
and he needed it.
That's going to give him one in the 100 and teens in the 7th, and we're looking at 120 for Rich. And it's
And
only
again,
4
and he-
pins. This is a match.
And he gets the 4 pins, so
Yeah, Paul gets it.
very, very close right now. That was a huge shot for him.
That gives him the single pin
Because
lead.
he was struggling on 4. It looked like he had a better look on 3.
What's bad for him though is he throws the 10th on lane 4. If
Yep.
if he
If it
found
comes
it,
down to
that's
it.
good. If
Yes.
he didn't find it and he just threw a good ball,
We
that's
shorted
it.
it.
Oh yeah. He shorted it.
What a break.
Good 9 there. Gave him the lead.
Yep.
That gives him 118 in the 7th to 120 in the 7th. With 4 pins, he's up by 2. It's all coming down to count right now.
Yep.
We could run into a Stepniak.
Can't we get him to leave earlier?
You're the tournament director.
Give him like a free buffet.
You're the tournament
coupon
director. The early bird lunch. That's got to sit. Oh, he tried to miss it.
Wow.
I don't know what he's doing, man. No.
Wow.
All right,
Well,
so
he's putting pressure back on Rick, but Rick's been here before, so let's see how he handles it.
Rick can shut him out.
Yes.
He can throw the next 3 with good count in the fill ball, and he'll win.
Advance. Yep.
Oh,
Hold
no,
on,
that's
John.
good. That's good.
Yep.
That's a good ball.
Won't come up.
Oh, it didn't come
did it
up.
again.
I could have sworn that was going to just be a light swisher.
It's almost like the oil has pushed, and where he's playing right now, I think he's right in the OB.
Spot.
Yep, he's right in that hang spot. Because if he was just inside of that, he was flush.
Yeah. I could have sworn that was just going to flip a light swisher again.
And it just never finished.
And that's not going to finish.
No. Well, that's a huge miss.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Best he can do now is 175, which means that even if
Paul
he strikes
needs a
out,
mark
Paul
with
just
good
needs
count.
a mark. Yeah.
High count on both filled balls. But he will need a mark.
Yes.
If he doesn't double.
If he doesn't double.
Paul won't even need a mark.
Yep.
But going into like we were talking about, lane 4, it could be a trouble lane for him. It's not where you want to go in there and throw that through the beak, help it. And
yeah, especially on a spare.
Joe falling a little off balance a little there, but he gets it no problem. He needs 1. Oh, 310 on top of it. Ouch.
165. Best he can do is 191 with handicap.
And so he needs a 162 scratch. 9 whiff is, he only needs a decent count. 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Maybe 6. Maybe 4 even. Yeah, he'll need 7. That's with a spare and a strike.
I don't think that's going to go. Nope.
Paul Sagisi will be moving on to bowl the winner of Joe and John. Oh, Joe will leave a swishing 7. He's going to give him 171 in the 9th. Possible 191 scratch. John Eklund's getting how many? 22?
John gets 43. He's 22 pin advantage over.
Yeah, it looks like Joe's shut him out. Sagisi is moving on.
And that was an excellent
shot
on
that
lane.
Lane 4, it looks like he found
Figured it out.
Just to move to lane 5 and 6.
Yeah, just in time.
That's bowling. I got lined up. Time to move.
Yeah. Yeah, that match is over.
That match is over. So it's going to be Paul Sagisi versus Joe Stepniak. Tied for 4th place, we've got Rick Isaacs and John Eklund. Moving into our top 3, folks. Excuse me. Wash out there, the 1-2-8-10 for Paul, but it's never mind. And Joe Stepniak with his full ball gives a 190 scratch. Paul
211. Yep.
Paul will be getting pins from Stepniak. All right, so that shot's 174 to 154, 204 to 180 handicap total. Paul Sagisi moving on. We've got our 10th frame here for John Eklund, then we'll be moving on to our semifinal match.
And Paul's going to get 9 pins from Joe in our semifinal match.
All righty.
Again, less than a mark. Count.
It's all been close today.
Yeah.
That was the biggest match is Joe and John.
Yep.
I mean, biggest difference in handicap.
Which is unusual in top 8.
True,
a lot of times.
true.
Yeah,
and
pretty good.
That'll all go down the hill if Paul ends up bowling Marco. Well, I mean, 21. Yeah. No, 21's it.
Yeah.
That's the same. That's as large as it's been.
Yep.
All right, so we got the spare there. He's going for the strike ball, for the fill ball for a 145 scratch score. Will not be enough today, unfortunately for John. But fortunately for Joe Stepniak, we'll be having our final 2 games right here on the middle pair on lanes 5 and 6. And with John's ball there, let's see what he fills. Leaves the 3-pin for a 144 scratch score. Alrighty, folks, with that, we're going to take a quick break for editing purposes. We're going to be back with our semifinal match. Paul Sagisi, our number 2 seed, versus Joe Stepniak, our number 4 seed. We'll be back right around the bend. Alrighty, folks, here we are, our semifinal match. Our number 2 seed versus our number 4 seed. Paul Sagisi out of Erie just defeated Rick Isaacs, and Joe Stepniak just defeated John Eklund to move on to the semifinal match. Winner here will be taking on our number 1 seed, Marco Popovich. First look at Paul on the TV pair. Good shot.
Nice.
He switched balls last game. He was telling us during the commercial break. He switched balls to get a little bit better reaction down the lane for this ball. And that one, it looks like he slowed down. I think you were talking about he amped up a little bit. Yeah. Now he's rolling a little bit slower, letting the ball do the work a little more. Originally, that first 3-4 frames, he was like rifling it up the middle of the lane, trying to keep it tight. And then he realized, wait a minute, just a little softer, a little float with a different ball. Opened up the lane a little bit for him. Let's see what Mr. Joe Ty Stepniak can do. That's going to be high.
Ooh, unfortunate.
That's the 4-7 only. So maybe Joe Tyniak. Stepnatai.
Spot and Paul 9.
Stepnatai.
Yeah. Joe's originally from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Wilkes-Barre.
Wilkes-Barre.
I know. I'm from Pennsylvania.
I was going to say, you're from Pennsylvania. You know better than that.
It's also Scranton.
Yeah, right. Yeah. In Binghamton, New York.
Binghamton?
The old border town.
Is that anywhere near? No.
It's near a lot of trees and no people. I know
it's
that.
on Long Island.
No, that's Marco.
Long Island.
Yeah. That's Marco's home.
Marco, yeah, you can tell. He's not a typical New Yorker, though. He's a nice guy.
Wow.
Hey, I was born in Boston, and it's baseball season.
That's it. Yep.
Oh, it goes high, then light for the 2-4-5. It's a little surprising, as I said. Paul's been struggling on these ABT shots, so he's getting pins. You would not normally think that Paul would be the one receiving pins right now.
It took him a long time. It took him almost a full year, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Drew. But you get into the ear of the right people and ask questions, and
sure.
And that's a great thing about this club. You got the better players that they enjoy helping out guys that are struggling more than anybody I've ever seen. They want them to bring their A game. I
don't want to beat you at your B game. I want you to bowl your best. Like in college, my coach, Bill Straub, always just because when I came up to college, you start junior leagues, you're like, hey, good luck,
Yeah.
And my coach is like, no, you never tell. That was a high double for Paul.
Wow.
You never tell your opponent good luck. You tell them bowl well. You want them to bowl well because you want to beat them when they're bowling well. You don't want them to get lucky. And I was like, wow, I never really thought of it that way.
I never did it.
And now, whatever, you'll never hear me tell anybody good luck. It's always bowl well.
Yep.
Bowl well.
Well, that's cool.
And it's I really do wish for them to bowl well. I want to win 300 to 299. That kind of thing.
No, absolutely.
Especially coming down to the 10th frame. That's what it's all about. That's got to be a little light. Little flat, yeah, but it's a good ball.
Get a kick off the wall and carry it. Yep.
He's got a good shot. Yeah, he was hoping for that head pin off the wall. Did you see oh, you were here all day. You didn't see the PBA League Championship.
I heard. Did Barnes flag a 4 or something?
Oh, well, he flagged a 4, but he ended up winning the match. It was against Belmonte, and Barnes was putting the ball down on 2 and was hitting the arrows at 7. He was literally pointing the ball like straight forward, straight ball. I was like, "What in the world is that kind of shot?"
Wow.
And but the shot because Belmo was putting the ball down on 15, getting it out to 13. I mean, it was like straight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they were flooded, man, in the middle.
Were.
It was a high-scoring match, but a high-scoring shot. But the first single, I didn't watch it after the singles match was over. Belmo lost like 190 to 180, 70 something. Wow. Stepniak looking to strike. High pocket, kicks the 4. He likes that high 4 leaving.
Yep. And he'll kick that out 9 times out of 10.
That low track to spinner almost will move pins in a different way than a roll will.
Right. It's very rare you'll see Joe leave a 4-9.
Yeah, because the ball takes the 9 out because of deflection. If he goes that high, it's going to deflect a little, hopefully, for him. And the 4-pin kicks forward all the time.
Oop,
Oh, that's a
dropped
little
that
too
short.
low. Oh, no, it looks like it's setting. Oh,
Ooh,
it's set.
did it?
Nice.
Wow.
Because I was the same way. It's like, oh, that's going to be, and then it just all of a sudden
It just
stopped.
set, yeah. And it
All
turned
right.
out being a great shot.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, great shot by Joe Stepniak.
So Paul has a double spare, and
Putting
Joe
the
runs
pressure back
spare
on.
double.
We've been struggling all these matches, and now it looks like we might have one of those matches now. Boom. Get some scores going here. Get some excitement. Yeah. That's the peanut gallery in the back, folks.
There we go.
You talk and I'll do that.
Okay.
That's going to roll up. Oh, it just sat out a little bit.
Yep, a little late.
Little hot. I think the speed got up there a little bit and might be a little amped up with that double thrown at him. Marco down on our TV or our practice pair. Throwing a couple balls to get warmed up for the match coming up against the winner of our Sagisi Stepniak match. That's got to sit. Ugh. Ouch.
Slowed the ball down a little bit, and the ball walked.
Do I mention the word chop? And that you should probably try to
Go
chop,
at it.
Try to chop it.
Have we ever said that before?
I don't know. I don't know if we've ever mentioned that. Folks, you might want to try to chop that.
Well, needless to say, the match has gotten very tight.
Yes, that basically evened it out. And Joe can take the lead with if he keeps striking. Paul looking to get back on it. That's a better ball. Oh, and it goes
Wow, and a walk
high.
tie. Wow.
Wow, I thought that was a great shot.
I did too. An over adjustment and ball speed.
It's so
Went light
Joe,
on 6.
Joe thought it was a bad shot, crushed it. We thought that was a good shot. Big Greek Church.
Greek
I'm
Church.
like, really?
Wow. What do we know?
Obviously,
Nada.
not much. We know to try to chop it.
Yeah.
But that's because we're sitting our butts down.
Yeah.
Oh, you tugged that.
Lord.
That's one.
Oh, boy.
Oh, sorry.
7 wide. Open is not good. 81 in the 5th. Wow, Joe can really, really take command.
Yeah,
here.
with a double here. Even this one. He's going to be in the 90s in the 4th frame, and Paul's in the 80s in the 5th.
Yeah, looks like a great white shark. Seeing chum in the water.
That's got to get up, and it
Boom,
does.
here we
High
go.
flush. Woo! Stepniak stepping all over his throat on that shot.
Almost a 20-pin lead now. Can make it almost 30.
Yeah.
Spare 3-bagger for Joe.
This one will be a 40-pin lead, almost 40 if he strikes here. He'll be at 127 in the 5th to 81.
Yeah.
Or 120s in the 5th, I should say. He doesn't like it.
And he thought it was going to go left.
I was going, was he telling him to stop? And I'm like going, that better hook. But what do we know?
Well, exactly.
Should I, try to chop it? Should we try to chop it?
He's still going to be up like 25 if he spares.
God, that's got to sit. Okay. I thought that was going to hook a little.
Yep,
I was like, no.
And it gives Joe 115 in the 5th with a mark.
34 pin lead scratch, plus he's minus the 9, so he's up by 25.
Yep. Paul just needs to get back to doing what he was doing because he had a great look in practice.
First 3 frames were great.
Yeah. And then the wheels kind of came off.
Well, one was a chop, and then the Greek Church was kind of confusing.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, he helped that one.
Yep. And he fired it, and he was inside.
His speed's up a little bit, and he tried to chug it. Well, try to chop it.
Unfortunately, if he does it on lane 5, that ball's going to be, he's going to be in serious
He might
trouble.
go Brooklyn.
Yeah.
After that, the Greek Church he just threw.
Yeah.
All right, that's on it. Oh,
closer
than I thought.
Yep.
I thought that thing was going to slide.
All right.
His spare ball hooks. I'm surprised to see that.
Yeah.
All right, coming down to the knit and the grit.
25 with 4 to go. Still anybody's game.
Nite to the grite. He's got to get it going here. Put some pressure kind of back onto Joe to finish strong.
And for those of you who watched us at the Bowling Plaza at South Point last week, don't forget we got another one coming up in July.
That's a good ball. Oh, okay, at least it's setting a little floor pin.
Yeah, that'll be 20,000 first place. July 16th to the 19th.
You can just have him mail the check to me.
Okay.
Okay.
And then our October National will be in obviously October, I think it's 10th to the 13th or somewhere in that neighborhood. But that'll feature 30,000 first place and top 32 make 1,000 minimum.
Okay, you can send that check to.
They get in the match play, they're going to double what they would normally get in July. So got some two big events coming up.
Basically, I'm looking at October.
Okay.
It'll be a nice birthday present for myself.
Yes, it would.
All right, Stepniak in the 7th frame, looking to take the commanding lead. He's already got kind of a commanding lead. Wants to increase it. Here's a good ball.
Boom.
Yeah, he's looking pretty tough right there.
Yep.
And he's getting a practice game on the pair that Marco has to come onto and only gets 2 on a lane. So if he can continue to hold this pocket like that.
But again, lefty righty.
True.
Marco gets lined up.
They're not going to be messing each other up.
Nope. It could be an absolute slugfest.
Yeah. Like the finals at Nationals, right?
Yeah.
I heard Nick has been telling me about the wonderful bowling that was in the final.
Hey, you know what? It's typical ABT. On any given day, anybody can win.
True. Now it's got to go Brooklyn. And it does.
Oh, Lord. That's a Stepniak exclusive.
How are you going to tie like that?
Gets you 255 scratch. And if he's got both pockets, I like his chances.
If he can only add the 3rd pocket to carry the 2-3.
Paul, come on, Paul. You need to get going here, buddy.
Give something to look at.
Come on.
Oh, smash 9 now.
Wow.
4 pin, 9 pin,
best he
and a
can
10
do
pin.
is 199 scratch.
Yeah.
With 9.
208 handicap.
With handicap.
And Joe's at a 220 pace scratch.
Yeah. Yeah, so almost to a situation now. He's got to go spare sheet. Joe's got to go open.
Yeah. Spares covered.
Okay.
Now he's got to finish it out, 9th and 10th.
Yeah, even if Paul should lose this match, he's still going to take home $629.
3rd place.
His best
not
payday
bad.
with us so far.
Not bad.
And of course, our ABT Summer League will be up north this year. It'll be at Coal Creek Lanes in Lafayette. Looking forward to that, Tuesday nights.
Really?
And this is what we're going to try to do. If we get 12 teams of 4, the top 2 series with handicap each night will get a paid entry into ABT that weekend. And the pattern that we bowl on in league will be the pattern that they'll bowl on that weekend. So it's like a practice and a league. They can get a free entry and then bowl the tournament that weekend. Pretty cool. So we'll see how that works.
Think about bowling that league. It's up near it's up in my neighborhood.
It's close, yeah. All right, Paul
outside of
makes it 10.
Centennial, that's the closest bowling center to me.
Yes.
All right, so here we have it. We got a 188 possible, 218 handicap. So he needs a 198, 197. No, 198 scratch.
Open, and it still might not
it's
be
a
enough.
possibility, but he can end that right here.
Yep.
That's through the beak. Oh, it's the high 4-pin kick. There's our winner. Joe Stepniak will be moving on to bowl our tournament leader, Marco Popovich. And I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of Nick while I use the facilities to finish the match. Thank you.
Only you can say that. Joe, being the better bowler that he is, of course, is going to want to stay focused and finish out the 10th frame because he knows he's got a huge opponent coming up. And he continues to strike. Right now, he can strike out for 255, 240 and change with pin count and a spare. So Joe Stepniak's going to move on to face our top-seeded player, Marko Popovic. Both bowlers multi-master champions. Both bowlers in the club quite a number of years. This will be, I'm sure they bowled each other before in this setting. All right, Joe continues to go. He throws one here. He'll have 9 strikes for a 255. .276 with handicap. Guaranteed himself no worse than second place today, which is worth $1,157. All right. Great finish. 254 for Joe. 275 with handicap. Paul's going to finish out here. And again, good effort by Paul. He had a great weekend. First time in our getting this far. I think Paul's made the top 8 once, but this is probably his best finish to date. Again, he'll take third place money with 10% of the Megapod, $629. Great shot. Okay. So Joe's going to get 12 pins from Marko.
No tie there.
Drew comes back and says, no tie there. Is it? No.
Hello.
But Paul threw the best ball, and there's another one. Now, these 2 shots were just absolutely pure. But of course, you know,
He just went and got a new ball.
yeah, he did, and it's a good move on his part.
Yeah, I like the fact that he's finishing strong. He's not giving up. He's not throwing things away. He's still, there's something to work on.
He's learning.
To find it.
Yeah, he's learning. This could come back to pay huge dividends down the road.
In the future, yeah.
Sure.
And now he's got a 180. Here we go. Okay. We'll get the fill ball here for Paul. Get you total final. 254 scratch, 275 handicap for the Stepniak.
What a strike. Paul will shoot 218 with handicap.
Well, 216.
216.
Not shabby. You know, it's a good, decent game for him. Not what he'd want, of course, but
yeah. But he was happy. Finished second. He was second seed today. Bowled well.
Third.
133 over. No, he was second seed.
Oh, second seed. Gotcha.
But finished third. Okay. Yes.
All right. On that note, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right around the bend. Alrighty, folks, here we are. Joe Stepniak, number 4 seed, moving all the way up to the finals to bowl our number 1 seed, Marco Popovich. And we are set to start the match. Marco has chosen to let Joe start the match. Therefore, Marco will finish the match first. We both have determined that we think Marco wants the I want to shut him out kind of shot.
I want to go out and set it early.
Set the pace.
Yep. So he's got a, I only saw him throw 1 or 2 practice shots. He got a little light on 1 ball on 6, but other than that, it was just back.
Flush, yeah.
So
he looks real solid at the line
very
right
confident,
now.
very relaxed at this point. You're looking at 2 guys that have 28 titles between them.
Yeah, no doubt. 12 for, you said 12 for Marco?
Well, Popovich is going for 12, and Joe's going for 18.
Gotcha, okay.
All right, Joe starts off with a strike, so yeah, that scared the hell out of him.
Well, it's like he just came off a 270 game.
Yeah, exactly.
They're both probably pretty confident going into the match.
And they both have good looks.
Yeah.
It's going to come down to carry.
Tighten your seatbelts.
Yep.
Final match here at the ABT at Broadway Lanes, Littleton, Colorado.
Yes.
5485 South Broadway, correct?
Very good.
Woo-hoo!
You are the man.
Hey. I don't know what he's using. It looks a little dull in his hand right there. Not too dull. Sit.
Boom.
Nice. That's nice.
Nice shot. Here we go. Like you said.
Yep.
Strap on that seatbelt and hold on.
Click it or tick it.
Really? Yep. Yeah, 2 East Coast boys. Like we said, Joe's originally
What
from
with that?
Scranton, Wilkes-Barre in Pennsylvania, and Marco from Long Island.
Longisland. Long Island. Is he from Binghamton?
Nah.
No, that's in the other part of the state.
That's way out. You're not even close. That's way out.
Tony Kornheiser's from Binghamton. That's got to roll up. Light leaves the 6 pin.
Ooh.
Looked like he just didn't get the bottom of the release as clean as he'd like.
Marco's kind of funny to watch. I mean, I love him to death, but he'll shoot 250 and he'll be shaking his head.
Yeah,
he'll be shaking his head.
I could have thrown that one better. I could have done this better. Yeah. That one didn't carry the way I wanted
it to. Yeah, exactly. You don't know him at all, do you?
Not at all. Wait a minute. You're talking about 80% of the bowlers. All right, Marco, right on it.
All right.
He's got a good rev rate, and I'm expecting that ball to dive on the back ends, and it just kind of mellows out. He's got that pin placement, just a little arc to it. Looks nice. Let's see what can Joe do. Can he come out and turkey up at him and go, ha-ha, bring it, Popovich.
Yeah, so much for that let me start first routine. Yeah.
Looks good.
Nice. Here we go.
You ain't got nothing I'm scared of. And when I got here, they were in the 3rd game of the semifinals, and I was watching Joe. He did not have a good reaction. I was surprised to see that he had been made was the 4th seed, because he was getting that, like, he barely hit the head pin, and he was leaving washouts, and I'm like, and then I heard he was 4th. I'm like, what'd you bowl the first 2 games, buddy?
Really?
And he's found it now.
Dennis, my floor director's laughing. He's got the handicap reversed.
Oh, good shot.
I was going to say, Marco hasn't had 21 pins in probably 15 years.
Oh, yes, he does. He's got those reversed.
Yep. And Joe has never had single digits.
And you know what? I'll bet Marco's going, cool.
Yeah. I'm liking this match.
Right now, I need it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, very true. A Freudian slip, maybe.
And Joe stays tough on it. No problem.
Okay.
There, Mr. Glover's going to change those handicaps for us. Excuse me. The 21 went right back to 9. It didn't flip. It's not taking it.
It's not taking it. That's okay.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
add 12 to Joe's score and take 12 off of Marco's.
Let's see if he can do it this way.
That's what I was wondering. But if not, it sounds like.
There we go.
Yep.
Now it held.
See, Dennis is smarter than
Every
the average
once
bear.
in a while.
Hey, he does scare us on occasion.
He's got the picnic basket.
He's going, see, that's why I get the big
Yeah. Hire me if you pay big bucks. No, I got a bowl for mine.
Right, exactly.
And thank God Dennis doesn't have to bowl for his.
Yeah, he told me how he bowled this.
Yeah, it was not pretty, no.
Do I need to?
All right, third frame for Marco.
That's way wide, but it reacted. Oh, he's got some room there.
You think?
Yeah.
Now you know why he was 155 over for 3.
Alrighty then.
Yeah,
Yeah, he let that one go,
Yeah.
and I thought that was going to skate on.
128 over scratch.
That's average for Marco. He hit his
close.
He hit his average.
Eh,
Well,
240.
his league average.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can go
That was
there.
his league
Pretty
average.
much, yeah.
If you can bowl your league average at ABT,
Oh,
you're
please.
in the finals.
You're a god. What are you kidding?
You're in the finals.
Yeah.
All right, so that brings us back to strike here. Gets us back to 1-pin match.
And like I said in error, we are at AMF Littleton next week at C470 University Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be on another Kegel pattern, but it's more familiar with our bowlers. It's Winding Road, 39-foot pattern.
It's a good one.
And that should be fairly high scoring.
Yeah.
For 2 reasons. It's not that difficult, and they've bowled on it on a number of occasions. So
they know
they have
what
an
they're
idea
gonna
what
need
they're going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Won't be so much trial and error, bait
Yeah.
and switch. Kind of shake that
you get it?
off. Oh yeah.
Money.
That was the only thing he
There
was
he
leaving there was
comes.
his 9.
There he comes.
He doesn't let a 6-pin bother him.
Please.
He'll be going. Oh,
Yeah.
but then when he gets next time his foot goes up on the approach, it's like okay, strike time.
Yep.
Well, execute time. You know, you can throw a great shot and not strike.
True.
It's all about execution. You need to execute your shot to the best of your ability to produce the maximum results. Brooklyn, gotta go Brooklyn.
Oh, boy, and he
sit,
was lucky.
Yeah, that was 4-6 territory right there.
But again, you know
Hey,
that
that's
here's
his
the other
role.
thing we're going to talk about. His role
keeps him out of trouble.
keeps him out of trouble. It does. There are most guys that put the ball that high on that you know they're going to be shooting.
Why
the
do you
split.
think an entire continent bowls helicopter style?
Yeah. No, you're right. You're
11,
absolutely
11
right.
12 pounds, no
Yep.
oil, just right down the middle. spinner.
FIQs all day. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't want to make that too hard.
Yeah, it was amazing. Watching those early telecasts of the FIQs.
Oh man, when I bowled against him,
Lord.
it was to see it in person
Yeah.
is just. Are you kidding me? 300 bowlers bowling a squad. I'm the only one.
First time I international. And
It's
so
got
you
a
had
six-
nice. Very. You had first time I ever seen. I was
You just can't.
well.
This advantage. It's easy. You know, because
True.
I went over there. They don't oil, but
No.
once a week. Once a week,
Yeah,
they
and
oil.
and how they oil has nothing to do with what we've ever
shot,
seen.
Yeah, a shot, you can put
Yeah.
a flat oil. Doesn't matter because
Yeah.
they're rolling it right down the middle of the lane and want to hit either side of the head pin.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. They have 2 pockets.
Yes.
It's got to roll up. Oh, he
Ooh,
got the 7.
He
on it.
got
It wasn't
lucky. That was slow.
pretty well. Match folk.
Twin gives him.
Now, if they did it,
Yeah, thank you. Is it? I really think.
or what? All right, Popovich looking for a 4-bagger. That's rolled nice.
You liked it.
Yeah, shake it off.
Yep.
Shake that off.
Yep. Here we go. This is what we talked about. We hoped we would see.
Yeah. Them staying tough. I
Yep.
mean, Joe's only thrown one bad ball.
Yes,
he left
correct.
the 10 pin and then through the beak. That's it. Other than that, he's been right in the pocket, wants to keep it there.
Yep.
He's not going to get himself in trouble if he executes shots. They can continue putting the pressure back and forth on each other. That's got to sit.
A little off balance. To the face again.
Another. That's
Yep.
2 in a row on that
Yep.
lane.
Yep.
Just falling off balance a little, not keeping that leverage.
Every time he adds.
It gets lined up. He's going to pocket every time. He's going to throw a 3.
Idea. Back 10. 20, yeah.
Oh, Joe.
Yes. Oh, Joe, you're lucky.
Rather be
correct. You
true. Been many. No. High 6 pin.
That's-
Release it. He went. He didn't hit it,
this is 6.
but it was a light swish at
Yeah.
6, not a.
Right.
Because I was like, yeah, I know 6 because his shot was right on.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Because most of the time
High pocket,
you're going to tie,
yeah.
but it wasn't. Yeah, it was light switch. Take out the.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Hey.
Another Scott Myers game.
Yeah.
All right, frame 8.
That's gonna get up, sit.
Oh, he was lucky. He put.
Be glad he
loft,
didn't leave
loft.
the 6 there.
He lofted that ball.
Grabbed it a little bit with
Yep.
loft. It didn't get into the head oil, and
Yep.
it started early.
Very, very fortunate not to leave a smash 6.
Yeah. After we're talking about, that's the one that gave. There.
2.
It's the first.
Spares. Okay.
Final ball.
Can go 7
We're
at
looking
that.
at 270, 250 handicap scores with a striking out. Now it's in Marco's hands. This
Yes.
is what he was looking for
Yep.
by wanting to finish first.
Yes,
If
absolutely
Joe
right.
had struck there,
Ooh.
it wouldn't have been in that situation. He would have been doing it to force Joe to do something.
Yes.
Now he can shut him out.
Yep. Yep.
He can finish it out with a 259.
Yep. 259, 227. And giving him 12 is not enough.
Yeah, it'd be
215,
268 to 248
Yep.
handicap if they both strike out. So basically, Marco needs a double somewhere to
Yes.
to force Joe. And if there's anybody that you're pretty confident is going to be able to do it, it would be the Pop.
Yep. Here we go. Will it hold? Yep. Great shot.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, on 6, the last couple shots, he's been a little low. He figured it was going to be low pocket 7. He carried him. That one was money. That one was
I've noticed
flush.
since that shot in the, I think the third frame when he got it out early and it hooked up, I was like, when I was like, whoa. Ever since then, he's been like, oh, I've got those boards.
Yes. What
He's
a joy.
And he's been hitting it instead of trying to slide it up the board. He's like, I got that little bank spot there. It almost got him in trouble on 5.
Yeah, but I think, again,
Because he got the loft with it. Yeah. If he stays away from the loft, that dry board's just going to walk it to the pocket.
Yeah. This is going to be it.
If he gets this one, definitely the second one, but if he gets this one, it's over, I think. Well, no, still a chance. He set it short. Oh, he got 7 out. Got 7 out. It was a little inside his target, and I thought maybe it wasn't going to roll up,
So now we're
but
looking
it's
at
Popovich.
240 something to 2.
This is the shot that does
something.
it. This shot does it.
Yeah, and actually, he doesn't even need to strike. He just needs good count.
Good count, yeah. So, because this is 2.
What a great exhibition for both of these guys.
Yeah, it's great final here. Knock on wood, clean.
Yeah.
Lots of strikes, good balls. You know, other than a couple shots by Joe going high, this was 20 balls in the pocket. 18 out of 20 shots in the pocket.
No way.
For title number 12, tugged it in. Oh, and it sat forever.
It's over.
All right,
What a
Popovich
great
is our
job.
champion today against Joe Stepniak. Number 1 seed does take down our number 4 seed coming through the field. Great performance by Joe, though, especially these last 2 games. He's 250 and possible 220 here. And Popovich popping out a 259 with a strike here in the fill ball. This is his second or third title I've seen Marco win, at least 2. And he finished maybe he finished second.
No, he finished second.
That's right.
Although his most recent one, he did win.
Yeah.
All right, great job.
Wow, great game by Mr. Popovich.
259. Yep, 259.
Yep, 259
scratch.
scratch.
268.
That wouldn't have been enough last game against Joe.
Yeah,
Joe's like, can I switch these games?
please. Yeah.
This game would have been enough to beat Paul, and he would have had enough to beat. It all depends on when you do it.
Yep.
And there's Joe. He's got a great shot.
Done he?
You know, yeah. It's walking in there nicely. Just a little too much against the buzzsaw today. Came up against. There's the McCracken. All righty. See what Joe can do here. Basically over, but
Yeah, great
Finish it.
match. Let's watch it all the way
finish it out
through.
the match.
Oop, little high.
Okay.
That's all right.
You know, that's the time he would have left the big Ford. It would have been like, okay, whatever. Wouldn't have mattered. All right. I'm going to clean this up, and he's going to get a 217 scratch. It's going to give him a 238 total with a spare. And once again, it gets snipped off by 30, but no
opens.
Yeah,
Nope.
no, not a single open. Gets snipped by 30, but you can't feel too
Of course,
disappointed.
Marco does
in it.
throw 10 strikes at it.
Yeah.
Shake that off.
A 6-pin and a 9-pin.
Yeah.
And there
No,
it
6-pin and
finishes
8-pin.
6. Oh, that's right,
Yeah.
6 and 8 pin. I'm thinking 9-pin for right-handers. All right, 259 to 217 scratch, 268 to 238 handicap. Marco Popovich taking title number 12 from Joe Stepniak. Whoa, something's going on. Hello, weird, cool sound.
There we
go.
go.
Oh, that was neat.
That was fun.
I was like tripping. All right, folks. With that, we're going to take a quick break for editing purposes. Nick Lasorsa will be on the mic for the interview with Marco Popovich. I'm going to be heading out to team practice for Nationals. And I will see you in 2 weeks, and Nick will be back next week with you. All right, thanks, folks. I will, like I said, I'll see you in 2 weeks, and Nick will be back with that interview in just a moment.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. I'm Nick Lasorsa, director here at the Denver branch. I'm here with two of my multiple master champions. This was just a great match. There's no way to go around it. It was awesome. When Marco just lit it up, 10 strikes. Joe clean, gave him everything he had. Both bowlers had a shot right down to the end. In fact, at one point, if both of you strike out with the handicap difference, Joe, you win by 1 pin. I mean, it was great. You couldn't get any better than that. It was awesome. In all the years you guys have been bowling with me now, have you ever bowled each other before for a title? Do you remember that?
I don't recall.
I don't recall. No, I don't think so. I think we've had a match or two, but
Yeah.
I don't remember.
But if you think about it, you got your 12th, right?
Yeah.
He's got 17, so you got 29 titles between you, and yet at no point you don't meet somehow. Isn't that kind of wild?
Hey, you never know. You never know. I mean, was just a fun day.
It was.
There, I had to dried out a little bit, had to switch balls, and just tried to keep consistent. But I knew Marco was lined up, and when he's lined up, it's pretty tough.
Well, I think everybody knew Marco was lined up, but the one thing that was funny, I mean, he bowled great in the semis, as did you, but his second game, he actually blisters the pocket. He goes 10 pin and like 4 consecutive sevens, and
I had 1 strike through 7.
Why don't you do that this game?
I knew he was going to say that. Marco, what ball did you use today? Because we were talking about the fact that it had great roll, but yet you didn't see any over-under. It was just
That ball was so good.
What was it?
And today, an original Marvel.
Really?
Yeah. It's the original Marvel.
What a great look you had with that ball.
And the ball just doesn't stop. It's I just keep it clean, and the ball still keeps rolling like it did when I got it. So it's just been a great ball.
Oh. And what were you using, Joe?
I used most of the time a Victory Road with the pin just above the fingers. It was high, but then when I dried out, I went to a pin down ball.
Okay.
To try to get it to go a little bit longer, but
Yeah, and
it wasn't enough.
Yeah, and Drew and I were talking about Joe with his release, his high flush shots. It's amazing how many times he trips 4s out, and Joe of course knows that over the years, and we're going, oh, that's going to be a little high, but nope, it's Joe. It's bang, 4 pin goes out. And I went, this is going to be a hell of a match.
50 to match before, and I went, oh geez, I'm going to have my work cut out. Yeah.
And had he done that, he beats you.
Yeah.
As well as you both.
Yeah.
So again, great match, guys. It was awesome. $2,215. Nice payday, and $1,100 and change for you, Joe. And that'll help because you got hurt in Vegas, so that'll help take out the gambling bite a little
That
bit.
was also my 100th time in the top 5.
That's disgusting. I don't think you were that old, or maybe I'm not that old.
I'm not. Can't find my birth certificate.
You keep track of that? Is that really true?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he's got everything.
God.
Yeah,
Wow.
he remembers your first date in 1977. When you were living in Long Island. He knew about you then. All right, enough fun. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it was a great match. I hope you watched. I really did, because it was awesome. Next week, we're at AMF Littleton Lanes. Again, Joe Stepniak finishes second today. Marco Popovich, great champion as always. And we'll see you next week at AMF Littleton.